We often find ourselves restless, as if the world were on hold, before a great quantum leap in our spiritual growth. This feeling of being stuck, of being trapped in a lull, is not a sign of stagnation. On the contrary, it is a harbinger of imminent transformation, an illusory calm that precedes the invigorating storm of growth. Imagine yourself in a deep valley, where silence reigns. In this space, the absence of movement may seem suffocating, but this is where the magic begins to unfold. This is the period when the universe prepares to mirror its highest frequency. The feeling of stuckness is actually the quantum field adjusting its gears, preparing for a new alignment. It's the moment when the caterpillar, feeling cramped and contained in its cocoon, is about to transform into a butterfly. To make this concept more tangible, think of the forest before a storm. The air thickens, the wind dies down, and even the birds seem to hold their breath. It's a moment of stillness, almost as if nature is preparing for a spectacle of renewal. The same is true of your spiritual journey. This calm is a moment of adjustment, a sacred space where your inner frequencies align with the potential of a more expansive reality. Many people believe that this feeling of stagnation is a sign that they have failed or are not moving forward. This belief limits their ability to harness the power of this moment. Rather than resisting or frantically seeking activity, the key is to still yourself, to let go of the need for control. It is in stillness that the potential for expansion lies. By realizing that this blockage is actually a preparation for growth, you release the shackles of frustration and make room for the embrace of the new. Ask yourself, what is this stillness inviting me to perceive within myself? Let this question resonate within you as you breathe deeply, feeling each inhalation and exhalation as a dance with the universe. By doing so, you not only accept the stillness but also prepare for the movement that follows. And as you embrace this reality, remember that each pause holds the potential for overwhelming renewal, preparing your soul for the expansion to come. Now, let's explore how this feeling of stuckness is actually a sign that expansion is on the horizon, an invitation to open new doors and embrace the opportunities the universe is about to offer. The experience of feeling stuck, as if life itself has pressed pause at the very moment you yearn for movement. You're not alone in this feeling. It's a stillness many fear, but in reality, it's a harbinger of expansion, a preparation for the quantum leap you're about to take. The stuckness, that almost suffocating feeling of stagnation, is not an end, but a prelude. It's the universe whispering that transformation is near, closer than your eyes can see. Imagine, for a moment, that you are an arrow on a bow, drawn back, tense, static. In that instant of apparent stillness, there is a vibrant energy accumulated, a promise of speed and direction. The arrow is not merely still, it is gathering the strength necessary to fly. This is life, preparing to launch you into your next level of existence. This is the paradox of apparent stagnation. It's not about being stuck, it's about gathering strength. Consider the transformation of a caterpillar into a butterfly. Inside the cocoon, the caterpillar is not at rest. It is in a whirlwind of change, in a grip that appears to be containment, but is actually preparation. It's a process that from the outside appears motionless, but inside is pure alchemy. Likewise, when you feel like nothing is moving forward, your essence is reshaping itself, adjusting, ready to emerge in its freest and most expansive form. Many of us, however, fall into the trap of believing that being stuck is a sign of failure or inability. Why can't I move forward? We ask ourselves, and we doubt our own ability to grow. But this belief is like a shadow that prevents us from seeing the truth. The pause is an invitation to introspection, to prepare for something greater. When you accept that the stuck is actually the necessary pause for expansion, you begin to see the beauty in waiting. The invitation now is for you to ask yourself, what is this moment of pause trying to teach me about myself? Allow yourself to feel this question in your body, like an anchor in the storm. Listen to the answer that comes from within, unhurriedly, without judgment. And as you open yourself to this reflection, remember that, like the arrow, you are about to be launched beyond the limits you believe you have. Take a deep breath and feel the truth that every apparent moment of stagnation carries within it the potential for a powerful liberation. And by doing so, you prepare to explore how the frequencies of resistance and opportunity dance in the quantum field, guiding us through our own evolution. Feel this for a moment, the feeling of being stuck, a state of stagnation that often precedes our greatest quantum leap. This paradox of being still before movement is actually a harbinger of imminent expansion. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, presents us with this moment as a fertile ground for growth. It is here where frequencies of resistance and opportunity meet, dancing in the symphony of the quantum plane. Imagine, if you can, that the resistance you feel is like a radio station tuned to a frequency other than your own. It hisses, interrupting the harmonious music you long to hear, but at the same time, it's a call to adjust your internal dial. Resistance is a signal that something big is about to align, an opportunity vibrating just beyond reach, awaiting a small shift in the frequency of your consciousness. The beauty of the quantum field is this: where there is resistance, there is also opportunity waiting to be seized. Now visualize the butterfly's dance. Before its splendid flight, it finds itself in the cocoon, in darkness and tightness. The cocoon is not an end, but a preparation. The cocoon's resistance is what allows its wings to form and strengthen. Just like the caterpillar in the cocoon, we too face moments of tightness, of resistance, which are actually moments of pure potential. The cocoon is both resistance and opportunity. It is the space where the impossible becomes inevitable. We often fall into the trap of believing that resistance is a signal to retreat. We believe that if we're encountering barriers, then we're on the wrong path. This belief limits us, locking us into the same frequency pattern we're trying to transcend. But what if, instead, we saw resistance as an invitation? An invitation to adjust our frequency, raise our vibration, and listen to the music of opportunity that calls to us? Resistance is simply a reminder that we're on the verge of something transformative. Pause with me for a moment and reflect. What resistance are you feeling right now? What if that resistance weren't a block, but a stepping stone? This simple perspective adjustment can transform your experience, allowing you to see resistance as an ally, not an enemy. As we move beyond resistance, we begin to realize how energy fields alter our perceived reality. The energy we choose to nurture manifests in our daily experiences, shaping our world from the inside out. So, take a deep breath and feel the grandeur of what lies ahead, for it is in embracing discomfort that we find the true opportunity for growth. Let's explore how energy fields, in their subtle dance, alter our perceived reality, bringing forth the magic of our expanding being. Ah, the feeling of being stuck. It's something many of us know well. This moment of paralysis, so full of frustration and doubt, may seem like the end of something, but in fact, it's the silent signal that a great quantum leap is about to occur. Imagine, for a moment, the caterpillar, which lives its life crawling, unaware of the potential that resides within. To transform, it must first envelop itself in a tight, dark cocoon, a space that seems to limit everything it knows. This phase of immobility is crucial, for it is here that the true magic begins to happen. The caterpillar, inside the cocoon, is a reflection of the resistance we feel before a great transformation. The cocoon is a place of metamorphosis, where the caterpillar must dissolve to make way for something still unknown. It's not about doing more or pushing oneself beyond the limit, but rather about stilling oneself and trusting the invisible process, allowing the transformation to occur. Likewise, when we feel stuck, it's an invitation to introspection, a chance to reconfigure ourselves on a deep level. The common belief is that to progress, we must fight and push hard. However, just as the caterpillar is unable to force its way out of the cocoon prematurely, we too must learn to trust the wisdom of the universe and its perfect timing. The error lies in believing that getting stuck is a sign of failure or stagnation. Instead, it's a reminder that we are precisely on the threshold of evolution. For the caterpillar, the cocoon seems like the end, but it's only the beginning of the butterfly's flight. Reflect with me for a moment. What is your relationship with the discomfort of the cocoon? Do you see it as an obstacle or as a portal to a new you? As you breathe, allow yourself to feel the security that exists in stillness and the trust that, like the caterpillar, you are preparing for a magnificent flight. Imagine, with each breath, that you are becoming more aware of the butterfly that is about to emerge within you. And so, by embracing discomfort as an invitation to transformation, we open space for the expansion that lies ahead. In the next stage of our journey, we'll explore the common blocks that keep us trapped in the illusion of a comfort zone, and how we can begin to dissolve these perceived barriers. Sit back, breathe, and let's explore what it feels like to be right on the threshold of a quantum leap. The feeling of being stuck is actually a sign that expansion is just around the corner. It's as if the universe is setting the stage for something grand, and before the curtain opens, you confront your own internal blocks, which disguise themselves as fears and illusions of comfort. Imagine, for a moment, that you are in a familiar, safe room, a space where everything is predictable and known. This is the realm of your comfort zone. Here, the walls are made of beliefs you've built over time. However, these walls, which once offered security, now feel tight, suffocating. They harbor internal fears, whispering that the unknown outside is frightening and that inside, where everything is controlled, is the only place where you are safe. But let's take a closer look. Think of a caterpillar, wrapped in its cocoon. Within this tight space, it struggles, feeling compressed, limited. Yet it is precisely this tightness that transforms it into something new and magnificent, a butterfly. This cocoon, much like your comfort zone, is not a place of stagnation, but rather a space of transformation. The caterpillar needs this tightness to become something more. And so it is with you. Often, the limiting belief that keeps us stuck is the idea that comfort equals safety and that the unknown is dangerous. But the real danger is remaining inert, when growth lies just beyond our limited perceptions. What we need to understand is that discomfort is a guide, not an enemy. To challenge this belief, visualize discomfort as a dance partner gently leading you out of your comfort zone, inviting you to steps that seem uncertain but are actually choreographed by your highest potential. Now, I invite you to close your eyes for a moment. Ask yourself, what wall in my comfort zone am I ready to cross today? Feel the answer in your body. Allow fear to transform into curiosity. And as you do, realize that discomfort is simply the gateway to your next phase of evolution. As we explore more about how energy fields alter our perceived reality, remember that transformation begins the moment you embrace discomfort as an ally. The universe is a mirror, reflecting all you are ready to release and all you are capable of becoming. Let's continue this journey, together, toward expansion. Pause with me for a moment and feel the truth that is already within you. This blockage you perceive as an obstacle is actually a harbinger of expansion. When we talk about how energy fields alter our perceived reality, we are truly touching on the essence of how everything around us is an extension of our own internal frequency. Imagine for a moment that your life is a vast ocean of possibilities. The surface may appear calm, but beneath it, invisible currents of energy are always in motion, shaping what we see, what we feel, and what we experience. These currents are the energy fields that emanate not only from us, but from everything around us. They are like a continuous dance between our inner being and the universe. When you feel stuck, it's simply the frequency of resistance meeting the frequency of opportunity, a sign that the quantum field is reorganizing itself to align your reality with your true potential. It's not about being stuck. It's about the alignment necessary for the next leap. Think of it like a radio station. Your being emits a frequency, and what you tune into depends on the clarity of that emission. If you're tuned into a frequency of fear or doubt, the music you hear will be dissonant, creating a reality that reflects those uncertainties. But when you adjust that frequency to resonate with confidence and peace, the melody changes. Thus, your perceived reality is transformed, harmonized with what you truly desire to manifest. However, a common mistake is to believe that we are at the mercy of these energies, as if they were uncontrollable external forces. Many think that reality is a fixed canvas, an unchanging painting. But in reality, it's more like a mirror, reflecting back what we project onto it. The shift in perspective here is realizing that you are not a passive observer, but an active artist, capable of changing your colors and brushstrokes at any moment. Now, I invite you to reflect. When your frequency shifts, how does the landscape around you transform? Try a simple micro practice. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and ask yourself, what frequency am I emitting right now? Allow this question to resonate within you, like a stone thrown into a still lake, creating waves of insight and clarity. And so, as you begin to see energy fields as allies in your manifestation journey, you're ready to move forward. Let's explore how the collective unconscious can influence your personal processing, bringing to light the echoes of the global mind that continually interact with our being. The feeling of being stuck, an unmistakable sign that expansion is nearby, waiting only for the right moment to unfold. And at the center of this apparent enigma, we find the intricate fabric of the collective unconscious, weaving its invisible threads into our personal processing. What, then, is this collective unconscious if not a vast web of beliefs, emotions, and patterns that we absorb without realizing it, as if immersed in an ocean of shared experiences? Each of us is like a note in a symphony, influenced by and influencing the collective movement. Imagine we are antennas, constantly picking up frequencies from the world around us. These frequencies are composed not only of our individual thoughts and feelings, but of a veritable universal melody of collective energies. When the collective vibrates with fear or uncertainty, we can feel this echo in our being, mistaking it for our own feelings. It's as if we were in a room with a distorted mirror, where the images are not just ours, but also those of everyone who has ever passed through there. To clarify, let me invite you to visualize a river. This river represents the collective unconscious. Sometimes its waters flow smoothly, other times they are turbulent. Now, imagine yourself as a leaf on the surface of this river. As the current flows, the leaf is carried along, guided by currents it doesn't fully perceive or understand. Thus, we are carried by waves of collective consciousness, often unaware of the force pushing or pulling us. A common mistake is to believe that we are completely separate from the collective, that our struggles are ours alone. This mindset can lead to feelings of isolation and powerlessness. But by recognizing that we are part of a vast field of shared energy, we can begin to see that our struggles are merely gateways to deeper understanding. The collective is not a burden, but an opportunity to align ourselves with a higher frequency, to raise not only our own vibration but the vibration of everyone around us. A powerful shift in perspective is realizing that the collective unconscious has no power over us unless we allow it. Instead of being drifting leaves, we can become conscious navigators, choosing the currents we wish to follow. Ask yourself, what collective frequency am I tuning into right now? And which one would I like to tune into? This question can be a beacon in times of uncertainty. Now, take a deep breath and allow this reflection to settle. Feel the connection with the whole and realize that you are as much a part of the river as the leaf on it. And as you embrace this duality, the journey continues, leading us to the release of energy through meditation and alignment practices, where we will find ways to harmonize what we absorb and what we wish to emit. The feeling of being stuck, a sign, perhaps, that something great is about to unfold. At the heart of this experience lies a silent truth: the energy that seems to hold us back is actually the energy that can set us free. Imagine for a moment that you are like a river, flowing toward the infinite ocean of possibilities. When it encounters a rock in its path, the river doesn't stop. It doesn't resist. It simply adapts, moves around the obstacle, and sometimes even carves it, transforming the blockage into part of its journey. This is the essence of meditation and alignment. Meditation practice is the space where we allow the river of our consciousness to flow uninterrupted. It is where the agitation of the mind dissolves, like mist in the warmth of the rising sun. By aligning ourselves with this stillness, we create space for our inner frequencies to adjust, resonate, and ultimately align with what we desire to manifest. Think of meditation as the tuner of a musical instrument. Without tuning, the music we play sounds dissonant, out of harmony. With meditation, we adjust our inner strings, allowing our energy to resonate clearly and strongly, creating the symphony of our lives. Visualize yourself as a caterpillar in a cocoon. Within this tight space, nothing seems to happen, but that's where the magic of transformation occurs. Each moment of stillness is a web of potential, where frequencies reorganize, preparing for the butterfly's great flight. The practice of meditation and alignment is this cocoon, where energy reorganizes and expands, where potential transforms into reality. However, many believe that meditation involves emptying the mind, a nearly impossible endeavor. This belief, like a clouded mirror, distorts the true nature of the practice. Meditation isn't about forcing silence. It's about allowing thoughts to pass by, like clouds in the sky, as you nestle into the vastness of the blue sky. It's a state of being, not doing. When you surrender to this experience, you realize that alignment isn't a chore, but a return to your natural state of harmony. I invite you now to close your eyes and breathe deeply. Feel the air coming in and out, like gentle waves on a peaceful beach. Ask yourself, what part of me am I ready to release and allow to flow? Hold this question in your heart and allow it to guide your daily practice. Let each breath be a reminder that you are already moving, already transforming. And as you emerge from this contemplation, remember that your energy is not just personal. It intertwines with the vast tapestry of the collective unconscious, where each thread represents a connection with all beings. This is the dance of the universe, where your individual expansion contributes to a greater movement, echoing the interconnectedness of all things. You feel stuck, perhaps even paralyzed, just when you sense something great is about to happen. This feeling, though uncomfortable, isn't a sign that you're on the wrong path. On the contrary, it's a sign that expansion is at the door, patiently awaiting your permission to manifest. And this is where practical, daily application comes in, the techniques of self-observation and vibrational adjustment. Self-observation is, in fact, an act of profound courage. It's an invitation to look within, to hear what the silence of your being has to say. Imagine yourself as a radio, tuning into different frequencies. When you feel stuck, it's as if you're stuck on a station that doesn't resonate with the music your heart desires to hear. Self-observation is the process of turning the radio knob, with patience and presence, until you find the station that makes your spirit dance. Consider ballroom dancing, where you are both the dancer and the music. Sometimes we believe we must follow the steps rigidly and in a controlled manner, but the beauty of dance emerges when we let go of the need for control and allow the rhythm to guide us. Similarly, adjusting your vibration isn't about forcing a change, but rather about allowing your being to naturally align with the melody of the universe. A common mistake is to believe that to change your vibration, you must eliminate negative thoughts or force positive feelings. In fact, the secret lies in accepting each thought and feeling as it is, without resistance, as if you were observing passing clouds in the sky. By doing so, you create space for transformation. To move forward, be still. To change, accept what is, for it is in acceptance that true change occurs. Now, pause with me for a moment. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, what am I really feeling right now? What if I could simply accept this without judgment? Feel it in your body. This simple act of acceptance can be the key to unlocking energy that feels stuck. By applying this practice daily, you begin to realize that every moment of discomfort is actually a dance of preparation for something greater. And when you adjust your frequency, tuning into love and acceptance, the universe responds in kind. By exploring these practices, you become a master of your own melody, ready to dance with the opportunities that come your way. And so, as we move forward, we'll see how the discomfort you feel is a call from the universe, an invitation to embrace the growth that lies ahead. Pause with me for a moment. Feel the texture of resistance, that feeling of stagnation that often precedes profound transformation. It's a paradox, isn't it? Just when we feel like we're about to make a quantum leap, we encounter this invisible wall. But what if I told you that this discomfort isn't an obstacle, but a sign? A sign that we're on the verge of a magnificent expansion. Discomfort, that feeling you'd like to avoid, is actually a messenger. It arrives to warn us that something great is about to emerge in our reality. Think of it as the point of maximum tension before a bowstring releases its arrow. You're at the moment of maximum preparation, of maximum accumulated energy. It's the calm before the storm of growth, where everything is about to change. Imagine yourself as a caterpillar inside its cocoon. The tightness, the discomfort, the almost unbearable desire to break free are essential parts of the process. Without this discomfort, there would be no motivation to break free and transform into a butterfly. The caterpillar doesn't resist the cocoon, it works with it, knowing that the cocoon is both protection and challenge. We often believe that discomfort means we're on the wrong path. This is a limiting belief that prevents us from moving forward. We think that if something doesn't flow easily, perhaps it shouldn't happen. But the truth is that discomfort is often an invitation to grow, to evolve beyond what we already know. When we realize this, we begin to embrace discomfort as an ally, not an enemy. I invite you to practice the art of observing your discomfort without judgment. When discomfort arises, ask yourself, what is this feeling trying to teach me? What part of me is ready to evolve? Take a deep breath and allow yourself to hear the answer that comes from within. This simple practice can transform the way you perceive your experiences. Remember, discomfort is not an end, but a beginning. The start of something new, something we may not see clearly now, but which is already forming. And as we prepare for this transformation, let's explore how the energy fields around us can alter our perceived reality. Pause and feel the connection between what you are experiencing and what is to come. Discomfort is just the beginning of growth.